Earlier this year, I was, I got referral from a school for a child, in kindergarten, 5-year-old, very sweet boy who the parents got a call that the child expressed some suicidal thoughts, and the school need a school clearance and wanted parent to take him to the ER or get the psych clearance, and he cannot return to the school until he get the clearance from a psychiatrist that he is safe to return to school. So I was doing so the parents, they were reaching out desperately to, to different providers, different clinicians, and they reach out to me. Luckily, I have some availability. So I saw this child, both parents, loving, caring parents. Child is very shy, very already, I can see he is very stressed, and parents are very stressed. They didn't know what have happened, and the child completely shut down and got scared, that why the child have to not go to school, and why the parents have to take time off from the work and need to be seen the doctor right away, like if something is really seriously happening. So he seems confused, parents seem frustrated, seem confused, and doesn't know what to do. They're genuinely worried about their child, because they said the school said that he made suicidal ideation, but they don't know the much detail. The school doesn't have the much. They just heard another student mention that the child say he want to die. So after discussing with the parents, getting the birth history and family history, all those, and then starting to build rapport with the child, and then when I was able to finally build some connection and talk to the child. So this is what child said. He said that I wanted to have a video game. I wanted my parents to buy a video game, but they were not letting me buy that. So I was at a church on Sunday, and someone told me that if you go to heaven, in heaven you can get everything that you wish. So I was in school, and I was just telling my friend that I want to die so that I can go to heaven, so that I can get the video game that my parent doesn't want to buy for me. And the child or the teacher, someone just heard I want to die, and then they just thought that the child is at risk to danger to himself and need the school clearance. I think one thing which I teach over and over, it's very important, especially for children, because they have difficulty expressing their feelings of sadness, feeling anger, frustrated, scared, feeling even excited and happiness. It's hard for them to sometimes express their feelings, and sometimes their feelings, their emotions may come as anger, irritability, or these very innocent thoughts of wanting to die, so that he or she or they can go to heaven. So I think as a child psychiatrist, even as a teacher, as a parent, it's very important to, rather than just assuming things, rather than just based on the bit pieces, it's important to understand the whole context. It's important to understand what the child is trying to communicate when he, she, or they make any kind of this statement, and try to understand the child feelings of frustration, of sadness, of not wanting his demands to be met. So try to understand that context before we label these statements, label this behavior, because I have seen so many times our children are being labeled as oppositional, labeled as defiant, bipolar, borderline, conduct. I mean, you name it. I mean, I'm seeing everywhere that these children, they are just trying to communicate their feeling, their frustration, but they are being labeled with all these big with this diagnosis and with this label. So it's important to understand the context of it. It's important to understand the child feelings. It's important to understand the emotions, and it's important to understand the functioning behind that statement, rather than simply labeling the behavior.